Okay, we are live now. Let us look for your class, day 8. We have so many. Let us select this one. Hare Krishna. Akshara Brahma Yoga. This chapter has various portions. Arjuna in this chapter in the beginning will ask 8 questions. And the most prominent being, how do I remember Krishna at the point of death? That's what this whole chapter will discuss. This chapter is about death. Wow. We don't like to discuss, but we should not avoid the truth, because truth will then one day come and hit you. Then there is an example of Bhishma, who remembered the Lord at the point of death. The chapter also takes example of Yudhishthira, and then it goes to finally example of Ajamila. So the nice pastimes. Remembering Krishna by Yoga Mishrit Bhakti, when a process of meditation, and by Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion. And there is a difference in material and spiritual world, and supremacy on Bhakti in attaining the Supreme Lord. Okay, so these are 6 sections of this chapter. Arjuna uvacha kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottama adibhutam cha kim proktam adi devam kim uchyate. So there are various questions here. Adi yagna katham ko yatra dehi asvin madhusudana prayana kale cha katham neyo asi nitya atma bihi. So why these questions? You can locate these questions are actually the words which are used in the last 2 shlokas of previous chapter. Jara marana mokshaya mamashita yatantite te brahma tad vidu Krishna adhyatmam karma cha akhilam. Brahma adhyatmam. Question. Sa adibhutam adi devam mam adi yagna cha ye vidu adi bhuta adi devam adi yagna. You can see the question prayana kale. How do I remember? So this is actually from the last shlokas. Krishna used these difficult words, and Arjuna wants to clarify. What is the meaning of this? Please clarify. So this chapter starts with 8 questions of Arjuna. What is Brahman? Jiva. What is Adhyatma? Now, Adhyatma, Adi Bhuta, Adi Deva. I can explain them together. Say, suppose I am seeing now in this class. So the eye which I am using is actually an energy. It's a prakriti. Bhautik prakriti. It's part of the metal energy. It's a metal element, metal prakriti. So that is I. And then after that, that is I. So what is I? I, Adi Bhuta, metal manifestation, metal nature. Now me who is seeing through the eye, Adhyatma. And the Devata, which is a Devata, which controls the facility of the eye, is called Adi Deva. Everything Krishna makes, he also makes an in charge, Devata in charge of that facility. Take another example, the ear. The ear is nothing but you can see a piece of tissue. Now this ear is Adi Bhuta, metal nature. And I who is using this ear and listening is Adhyatma. And the Devata, which is called Adi Deva. So in just material science today, we only study Adi Bhuta. We don't study Adhyatma and Adi Deva. We don't study. We think it is a phenomena, something. Who is hearing? They don't know. It's so illogical. Okay. Adi Yagna. Adi Yagna means Paramatma, the Lord in the heart. Karma means actions which lead to a different situation. Where does the Lord reside? In the heart. So in the heart region, not as the soul is there, the Lord is also there. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hidadeshu Arjuna Tishtati. The Lord resides all in the region of the heart. How to remember Krishna at the time of death? Practice. So every moment, what you are doing is going to help us remember the Lord. Every moment, just like nowadays, we watch Facebook, you watch YouTube, some videos for sense gratification. You're only agitating your heart for sense enjoyment. Definitely, you cannot remember the Lord like this. You have to stop all this. So then, and you have to work to purify your heart. Then you can remember the Lord at the point of death. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam Sabhavo Adhyata Muchyate Bhuta Bhavot Bhava Karo Visargaha Karma Samhitaha. The industry trance and living in it is called Brahman, and the eternal nature is called the self. Action part in development of this material body is called karma or fruitive activities. Okay. So if you have some foolish activity, then next life you become a dog. An activity, eating anything and everything, you become a pig. You are a dani, you are a punyatma, you go to heaven. But now you desire to serve the Lord. Only then you go to Vaikuntha. By doing punyatma, you don't go to Vaikuntha. You stay within the material world in an A-class jail. Just like in a jail, you're well behaved. You are put in an A-class jail, but not outside. Unless you're ready to obey the laws of the city, they'll not allow you back in the city. So unless we develop desire to serve the Lord, we cannot enter Vaikuntha again. We have to remain within this Naraka and Swarga only. So Vaikuntha and Swarga different. Adi bhutam ksharo bhavam purushascha adi devatam adi yagno aham evatra deha bhritam vara. Physical in nature known to be endlessly mutable. The universe is the cosmic form of the Supreme Lord, and I am that Lord represented as a super soul dwelling in the heart of every embodied being. The Lord is sitting in the heart of every living being. So now what you should do at the point of death, you should distribute your property, you should what you should do? What is the first duty we have at the point of death? Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukamuni this question. I'm going to die now. What is my duty now? What should I do? So what you should do? When the doctor tells you have 2 hours remaining, that's it. What are you going to do now? You will cry.
Surrender to God. Surrender to God. At least
you will try to surrender to God. Very nice. Very nice.
Chant Hare Krishna.
Chant Hare Krishna. Wonderful. What else you will do? Okay. You will do so many things, but don't forget to remember the Lord.
Give the holy name Hare Krishna, Matra Prabhuji.
Very good. Very, very nice. Okay. So you're going to do. So Krishna is now saying, Antakale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram. Mam eva, me only, nothing else. At the time of death, you should think about me only, samadhi on me. That's why the goal of yoga is at the end, samadhi. Samadhi means you're focused on the Lord. Smaran muktva kalevaram. If you're remembering me only and give up your body, Yah prayati samad bhavam, you will reach the Vaikuntha planet. Yati nasti atra samshaya, no doubt about it. You will achieve perfection, but not easy. Whole life is a practice to fix the mind on the Lord. It's going to sense gratification, going here and there. That's it. Antakale jamaveva smaran mukta yah prayati samad bhavam yati nata samshaya. Okay, do you all know this? Anybody know the story of Yudhishthira with the Yaksha? And the 4 Pandava brothers are already Murchit. So he asked him the question, some particular question connected to death. And Yudhishthira gave a beautiful answer. He asked him something, a question, and Yudhishthira talked about death. And that, at that way. Anybody knows this? What is this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Koti Koti Naman.
Prabhuji, he asked the question that why they died along with why didn't I die along with them? Because they had some of the egos which in their life when they had in their current life.
Okay, anyway, so the particular question was asked. Yaksha asked some questions. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I think the Yaksha asked the question, what's the most surprising thing in the world? So Yudhishthira Maharaj replied, the most surprising thing is that although everybody sees, right, left, and next to them, people are dying, but they always feel that I will never die.
Yes. Ahani ahani bhutani gacchanti yamalayam. This is Mahabharata. Shesha sthavaram icchanti kimashirata param. Ahani, every moment we see Yamalayam. People are dying. Shesha, those who remain, just like we meet in our friend cycle now, we are 30 years have done of our graduation. So many of my classmates have died already. And now 40, 50 years, hardly anybody will remain. Shesha, those who remain, Sthavaram, they want to stay forever. They don't understand that they will also have to pack up one day. They don't make any preparation. Just like you're in a college, you have to finish college and go out. You have to make preparation, no? No, I'll use stay college forever. No, this body is temporary. Colleges, everything is temporary. Shesha, those who remain here, Sthavanam, they want to stay forever. But it's not practical. You have to leave this body and go on. There is nothing more surprising than this. They don't make any preparation for death. Even though left, right, center, they do. They see death. Most wonderful thing. Okay, beautiful answer. Yaksha was pleased and finally released his 4 brothers from, Murchit, and they became awake and the Pandavas went away. If you remember anything other than Krishna at the point of death, what do you think is going to be the result?
Punarjanma.
Newly Punarjanma. Yes. So now there is a beautiful example. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajate ante kalevaram tam tam eveti kaunteya sadata bhava bhavika. If first thing was, if you remember Krishna, you go to Vaikuntha. If you remember anything else, yam yam vapi smaran, whatever, and you leave the body, tam tam eveti, exactly that form you will get. So your desire, based on your desire and your activities, 2 things actually. Desire is like, say I want to be an engineer, but activity is the bad. You become a caterpillar. You want to be an engineer, activity is very good. You become Brahma. So both are involved. What's your desire and how much money you have? Suppose you go to supermarket. Now I want to buy, say, a laptop. Now they will be available from 5 lakhs to some 30,000. Depending on the money you have, you buy. So similarly, the word is like that based on the karma. How much responsible you have been there, you get a good karma. And based on desire, both the things combine together very nicely. Okay. But here the focus is more on the desire. Whatever your desire is, accordingly, you will get in a particular body. Okay. What is the story behind this? Anybody knows this? Bharat Maharaj story? Nobody knows the story.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hmm.
So Bharat Maharaj was a big king and a very big kingdom, but he went to forest to
He got
practice
the
austerity.
body of a deer in next movie.
Practice austerity and meditate on the Lord. But in the second picture or the first picture, we can see that, there was a she deer. She was giving a birth to a small baby deer. So he felt affectionate and picked up the deer and he took it with him. But I think as the second picture shows that instead of focusing on his meditation, he was on the Lord. He was actually he had the thought of deer in his mind.
He was distracted.
Yeah, distracted.
Then
I think at the time of that, he had the thought of the same deer, that how, I think because the deer left, as the deer grew, the deer left. So at the time of that, he had the thought that, okay, I don't know. He was a little worried about the deer. Although it was an animal, it was a natural instinct to, follow and go in the jungle, but he was still thinking about the deer. So the next life, he got the life of a deer.
good. So you can see that here. So yes, perfect. And as a small deer was helplessly, fallen in a small stream, the mother had died. He took up the small deer and brought to his ashram, gave her some, emergency, some food and all. So the child started growing, but he became very attached to the deer. So much so, he left his meditation of the Lord. That should not happen. Whatever the responsibility you have in the world, if you forget God, better give up that responsibility. It's such a nonsense. You have some business giving you so much anxiety that you cannot remember God. Stop your business. This is more important. We don't know what's the mission of life. We think mission of life is to get money in this world, to get famous. This is not mission of my life. Mission of life is to remember God. All activity should mold it in such a way to help me remember the Lord, not something else. Now this deer is there. It's an emergency. Definitely, he has left his home, wife, children, king, subjects, all are crying. He was such a great king. His name is Bharat Maharaj. Indian name Bharat was after him. Now, but instead of practicing spiritual life, he becomes totally distracted, attached. He forgets his mission of life. He gets too attached. To help him detach from the world, he has left the world and sitting practicing meditation of the Lord. Otherwise, he could have done at home. So that the favorable atmosphere he is creating in the forest. Previously, it was possible, not today. And he's worshipping the Lord and chanting his names. He is so happy. Actually, he was spiritually very advanced. But a little distraction, actually, he's very great personality. We have no business to criticize him. Just like Arjuna get distracted and he says, I will not fight. So there is a spiritual deep meaning. So Bharat Maharaj, we have no position to criticize. Compared to us, is very, very exalted. But some lesson is there here. So we're just taking a lesson without please making any opinion of Bharat Maharaj. So point here is that if we get distracted, then the result of practice will not bear fruit. And you can see that so much attachment developed that you're searching that deer night and night, and one day he slipped from the mountain and died. And next life, instead of becoming, going to Vaikuntha, he became a deer in the metal world. But Krishna was kind. He gave the memory to him, what happened. And then in the deer's body, he went near ashram and he was having flowers, hearing the puja going on of the Lord. And then finally one day, definitely you have to die, deers, maybe 10, 20 years. Then he got a body of a Brahmana. And the Bhagavatam gives a name, Jadabharata. Brahmana was silent because now he doesn't want to make any mistake. You know what happened? My carelessness. So later in the Bhagavatam, one king meets him, Rahuguna, and he instructs the king. There are 3 chapters of beautiful teaching of Bharat Maharaj to King Rahuguna in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Therefore, after hearing this, what is the conclusion? Tasma sarveshu kaleshu. Seeing this conclusion, tasma means therefore, sarveshu kaleshu, in all the situations, mam anusmarayut. It's very difficult instruction. You fight also, doesn't matter, but you cannot forget me. If you're forgetting, don't do that job. So your capacity determines if you can remember Krishna. A Brahmana can take respect from the king also when worshipped by the subject, but still remembers the Lord. I am just a humble servant of the Lord. Kshatriya is able to rule a kingdom, so much opulence, rich, everything, but he remembers the Lord. A Vaishya, he can do so much business, crores of rupees, he can put here, there, so much risk is involved, but still he can remember Krishna. A Shudra cannot do any one of these things, correct? So just given a menial job so that his remembrance of Krishna is not disturbed, because he cannot take any anxiety. So overall, the point is remembering Krishna is the primary factor of our life, not other things, okay? So Krishna is saying, remember me and then fight. It's a very difficult proposition, how can, when you fight, you're not fighting. Arjuna is telling, Duryodhana, take one arrow. No, the anger. It's so much anger. They said, don't forget me within that anger. Then only you can fight. Ma manusmara yuddhacha. Okay, next story. Who knows the story of Ajamila? Yes, try. Archana Mataji. Give Jangra, Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Ajamila was a very kind, pious person. His father was a priest, I think. But one day Ajamila happened to go to a forest. He was married that time. And he saw a girl and he fell for it. He was so mesmerized by her beauty. And then he realized she was a prostitute in that village. But he wouldn't give up on her at all. And then I think he got her home also. And from a very young age to a very old age, he kept her there, and his father, mother, wife all left him. And he had some 10 to 12 children through her. But at the time of his death, if I remember correctly, he was in pain and he was calling Narayana, Narayana. And there was a fight between the Yamdutas who came to take him because all his life he has been doing all these sinful acts. But at the end of his life, when he called Narayana, save me, Narayana happened to be his youngest child. So I think Vishnu Dutas also came, Prabhuji. And finally, he was given one more chance to, I'll not say rectify, but to lead a devotional life to God.
So nice. Thank you so much, Archana Mataji. Thank you so much. Okay. Almost on the coffin. Everything is perfect. Just little touch up. Ajamila was a young boy, perfect, married, perfect. And his father was a priest. And there was a puja at home. So he said, bring some flowers. So he said, okay, Papa, I'll go. And in the forest, he was a married person, had a beautiful wife. And in the forest, he heard some giggling sound. He said, nothing will happen to me. What will happen? We play with fire. We play with fire. Watch out. So if nothing will happen to me, just let me see what's happening. Why you're curious? Huh? We should not be curious like a stupid child. What's happening? Baba, you know what is happening. You're a married person. The boy and a girl are laughing in the middle of dark forest. No, I'll just see what were there. Nothing will happen to me. I just see who are the people involved. I'm not playing with fire. Just nothing will happen to me. I just have a look, peep. 1 second. He just peeped from behind the tree. He identified the two people. This is the mercer known for such low-class man. And she was a village prostitute. Oh, I know them. Suddenly, just one more minute, I'll just see what they're doing. What they're doing, why you're wasting it? Nothing will happen to me, nothing will happen. And then he peeped. Hey, this prostitute is so beautiful. Wow, I can also pay and enjoy her. And then his mind started reeling, Dhyayate Vishaya Pumsa Sanga Steshu Vijayate Sanga Sanjayate Kama. Why not me? Why he? Krodha Vijayate Krodha Vavati Samoha, hypnotized by that woman. I cannot live. I love her. That's right. Samoha Smiti Vishuddhi Bhamashad, Buddhi Nash, his intelligence is lost, memory is lost. He falls down and becomes a crazy man, and he brings her home. Can he come to my home? Later he meets her. Can he come to my home? She says, no, but the problem is I need 10,000 rupees per day. That's my rate. Plus, there is one more thing. I drink every day. I said, no problem. No problem. I love you. So he goes, and the moment he brings her home, his father, mother, and the wife walk out. They know what's happening. Mother tries a lot to talk to my dearest child. Don't do this. I don't know what has happened. Mama, Papa, why don't you understand? I just love her. Pyar ho gaya hai. And then, the wife comes and says, what's all this? Why did you marry him if you want to do all this? What's your problem? You also stay. I just love her. That's how this your movie. I love. My love is supreme. Mera pyar sacha hai. And then this everybody walks out. This pyar sacha hai. What has happened to my husband? What has happened to my son? They have walked out. Perhaps he saw some stupid Bollywood movies. And then, anyway, that time, this is very old story. So there is no Bollywood. So then this is in Kanyakumari near Kanpur. And the Bhagavatam gives the place also, recorded 5,000 years ago. So it has to happen before that. And then what happens? This person, these things are rare previously, so it's recorded. Today, Kali, every street it is happening. What you're recording in there? So then what happens is that after this situation is over, so he has to now go out to make a living. And she said, my 10,000 per day plus my bottle of liquor, get me by the evening. Otherwise, I leave you. Okay. So he goes out and he looks some place to go. And he thought he can get Dakshina because his father was very famous. So he went to some place. Can you give me Dakshina? So people is a small village, don't know everything, Shameless man. You are asking Dakshina after doing all this? Your father, mother have left the home. You should serve them. And your wife, why did you marry her if you want to do all this? So he doesn't understand. Mera pyar sacha hai. This pyar sacha hai. All people know what to do with this idiot. And then he says, okay, I'm not getting money like this. Let me try gambling. So I have 100 rupees. Let me put, satta. Maybe I get 10,000. So he tries first day and he wins. He's very happy. He gives her a bottle and 10,000. She says, oh, Ajamila, you're so wonderful. Good. The next day again he goes. You don't win every day in gambling. Next day he loses. Has 100 rupees over. And so what to do? He starts stealing. So he's beginning from that, everything started from that 1 second. What is that? I'm just curious. Nothing will happen to me. Don't play with fire. You will destroy it. Maya is very powerful. She'll blow you like this. And then now he's gone and he starts stealing and then no crime which he did not do. And one by one from the prostitute, he had 10 children. Now, if you know at home, there is one person who will never spit at you. Who is that? Can anybody guess me? Guess. Who will not spit at the child?
Mother, Prabhuji.
Yes. Take it. Whatever mistake may happen, the mother always feels, if given a chance, my child can correct. True. I was studying the Nirbhaya case. In that also, it was very touching. When about to be death penalty was about to be announced for that 4 or 5 miscreants, one of the boy, they were actually young. One of the boy was just 20-year-old or something. And his mother came on the court and went to the mother of that girl and said, "Can you forgive my child? He was a small boy. He made a mistake. His whole life is in front of him. He can improve if you can give him a chance." So he was begging, crying and begging. I read that, was so touching, so touching. Same, mother is just a representation, reflection. Can you imagine Krishna's love? Mother's love is so intense, it is so touching. Just imagine Krishna's love. So intense, so intense. So Krishna always feel, given a chance, my child can recover. Let me give him a chance. So now Krishna was thinking how to say, because this boy was actually a very nice devotee. That was another criteria for getting mercy. He was actually a very nice devotee in the childhood, in a youth, and suddenly he slipped. So one person, God will never spits on anybody. The whole world may spit. But one person is always will not spit on you. Always, one door is always open. Correct? That's Krishna's door. You can always go to that door. You're always wishing well. Let me see, what can I do? So when he was thinking in that way. So anyway, so Krishna was thinking, how do I save this child? Is gone crazy. So what he does, something very, 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 very wonderful. He inspires him within his heart to name the last child Narayana. And the last child name is what? Narayana. Now, always the sneha goes deep. Just like they say, grandfather is always attached to the grandchild more than the parent, because the age gap is more. Now the child is 3-year-old, he's 88-year-old. Maybe record in producing a child. I don't know if anybody today has produced child at 85 years. 85, Bhagavad mentions the age. Bhojayan, Palayan, Mura, this idiot fool, is busy feeding his child. He doesn't know. He doesn't know death is coming. He was busy. But there was one fortune at this time. He was constantly chanting the name Narayana. Narayana! He doesn't know, he's not consciously serving the Lord, but he's chanting Narayana. It's not going to go waste. Narayana, please come here. Narayana, did you eat today? You look so smart, Narayana, today. So beautiful, yeah. You're so, Papa. He's saying, but Narayana. He was so excited. And then what happened? Suddenly time of death came. So by chanting Narayana, 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 even unconsciously, see how fortunate we are in this country. Not only even in India, and other religions also, they put the child name after the name of a great devotee or the name of the Lord, isn't it? In India particularly, we have the people's name. They see Vishnu Sahasranama, Lakshmi Sahasranama when they're giving name to the child, isn't it? Not Tinky Pinky. They give some proper But people even get hesitant to chant the names, There was one person whose name was Gangadhar. I remember when I was in my college in Infosys, and everybody is chanting gang. And about chanting gang, you chant Gangadhar, Lord Shiva's name, auspicious. Your life will become auspicious. So this person was, anyway, so he's chanting Narayana, 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 Narayana. His mind was so load of sinful activities. His mind was becoming a little calm because it's gone crazy. And then next what happened, the point of death, Yamudutas landed up, as Mataji did perfectly, and they were about to take him away. He said, I am a Brahmana. The Brahmana, Chitragupta said, Brahmana, this much pile of sinful activities done. You know what kind of Brahmana you are. Please, we are all ready. A lot of kadais are hot. A lot of rods are ready for giving you nice punishment. Please come. So he got so panicked seeing them, loudly chanted, Narayana, save me. Now, when he chanted Narayana, save me, apparently it is just for the child, because he is totally load of sinful activities. But some acharyas say, no, actually, now he remembered his Narayana, whom he served in the childhood. Either way, when he chanted the name Narayana at that moment, he was referring to the child. Okay? And then what happened? The Vishnu Dutas, the servants of the Lord, with tears he is chanting Narayana's name. It is not going to go waste. They come there and tell Vishnu Dutas, just get lost. The Vishnu Dutas say, what are you talking about? Who are you first? Because both of them don't land in the same place. Among million people, maybe one place Vishnutas come. Mostly Yamudutas are busy in Kalyuga. Vishnutas are very, very rare. So now they have come. They ask, they ask the Yamudutas get lost. They said, what's wrong? He said, no, he's sinless. Sinless? This person only did sin whole life. This is a list. They give the whole story of sin of Ajamila. Ajamila is feeling very ashamed, The judgment is happening on his case. The Vishnuta said, no, he has chanted the name of Narayana. Lord wishes to give another chance. Now please leave this place. Get out. Don't touch it. And now Yamudutas go away, very disappointed because, somebody supersedes you, you get disappointed. They run to Yamaraj, That's another big story. And Yamaraj is very happy when he hears about the name of Narayana. His Yamudutas have spoken, he was very happy. He explained to them that I am not the boss. Narayana is the boss. I'm just on his instruction doing the chant. If Narayana wants to give a chance, who am I? We have to step back. And this Vishnu is so powerful, they can punish me also. Let us not get into this. Let us withdraw. Now, Lord has taken charge of this case. Okay. Now, the Vishnudutas, after hearing the instruction of Vishnuduta, Yamudutas, Ajamila is little, hope he has gone. And he looks around to pay obeisance to Vishnuduta. They have disappeared because he's not ready now. So then what happens? Ajamila decides, I got a chance. Let me take advantage. He gets up from the bed. Very, very interesting is this step taken by Ajamila. Because many times, otherwise people misunderstand the mercy given to Ajamila. Ajamila took the opportunity for reformation. Doesn't matter how sinful we have been, we always have an opportunity to change ourselves. We know the story of Valmiki. He was so sinful that even he could not chant the name of Ram. He was Narada said, just chant Mara. Mara, 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 Mara. And he later became such a great sage, he wrote Ramayana, who is a spotless Purana, became a great devotee of the Lord. So opportunity is always there. In the history, not one. There have been many people, not one, who are really in the society eyes or in the little rogues. But they turned around and became a great man. Correct? That opportunity always exists. So Lord, when you cry with tears, I give you a chance. I give it. Take the chance. He took the chance. We don't take chance. We do activity. We get a chance, but we don't reform ourselves. The second chance. So he took the chance and he went to Haridwar, left his home secretly. He was already an old man, 88-year-old man. Somehow, and previously, if you go to holy place, staying and food is not an issue. Every temple had a dharmashala where you get these things. And people used to, at a certain age, just travel and have prasadam, stay for some time. He stayed in Haridwar and started chanting. So there were two things which we were doing. One thing he was doing, which we also need to learn. One thing is repentance, tears or repentance. Another thing is penance. He was constantly chanting and said, what did I do, my Lord? What did I do? Unpardonable sins I did. So many people are looted, cheated. My own wife, she must have died somewhere. My own parents left. They were nobody but me. And I just left them. Correct? So he was condemning himself to hell with me, like that. One thing, another side, constantly hold a chanting. This area people don't focus when they know this pastime. Therefore, they get surprised how you got the mercy. When he first time chanted the holy name of the Lord, it was not Shuddha Nama, it was Nama Bhasa. But now he's preparing himself, the chanting is purifying. It was just an accelerated chanting at the time. Now he's gradually chanting with love. That's called Shuddha Nam. And when the Shuddha Nam started appearing in his mouth, the pleasure of chanting started washing away gradually. All his sins started washing his consciousness. And he was totally purified by chanting. Same Vishnu appeared again. Say, come on, let us go back to God. Now, this is how you have to understand this pastime. Not that some people say, isko to bahut saste mein Bhagwan ne maaf kar diya. It's not that. Krishna is not a sentimental fool. Don't never think I can do this job better than, God, I don't think you're able to manage well, You can play in the lap of Yashoda. I think that's all steal butter. But managing, I think I can do better. You should not have left him. So many people comment like that. Krishna left him so easily. Krishna is just a sentimental fool, You do all the sins and suddenly say, Krishna, please be careful on whom you're commenting. God is very grave. He is loving his children, but he's grave. Nobody can enter the spiritual world unless he's 100% purified. Okay? So we have to take steps for that. In life, we all make mistake. In Kali Yuga, nobody can say he didn't make a mistake. All of us made mistake. And thereby, we are all also residents of Naraka very soon, or even animal life probably. Okay? But an opportunity has come. What are you going to lose by chanting the holy name? Nothing. It costs nothing. It doesn't even take much time. Anybody can sit down and chant. Now, why you want to take a risk at the time of death, accidentally chant the name of the Lord like Ajamila did? Why you want to take a risk like that? Anna? So why not sit down attentively chant? What's the loss anyway? You feel anyway, 1 month, if you just make it a principle, I chant the holy name of the Lord, you see so much happiness within your heart, you'll feel. So much purification you'll feel. Anna? So why not take that opportunity? Look at it that way. Let us take the chance. If Ajamila could make it, I can also make it. That should be a perspective. We are not being like Ajamila, all of you. You're all pure souls. But if Ajamila could make it back to Godhead, definitely I can. Yehi mami partha papashitya tepi shu papa yonaya. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you may be papa yoni, it doesn't matter. But if you take shelter of me, yanti param gati, you can achieve the supreme destination. ठीक है अभ्यास योग युक्तेना चेतसा नानगामिना paramam purusham divyam yati parthanuchintayam. So what you need is abhyasa. This is called sadhana. We don't do sadhana. That is our mistake. In India, everybody knows holy name is powerful. Everybody knows. But don't sit down for 10 minutes and chant. The chanting, then you'll watch movies, our addictions, and don't allow us to even sit for 10 minutes and chant the holy names of the Lord. Okay? So now we should not imagine or we should not hallucinate what is God. It is given in the Shastra. Kavim Puranam Anushashitaram Anor Aniyam Amsham Anusmarediyaha Sarvasiddhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parasta. All these are the meditations of the Lord. Now you're meditating on the Lord, chanting His name. This is the meditation. Don't hallucinate what is God. Supreme person, he is a person, not an energy or a light. One who knows everything. He knows everything that's happening. Who is the oldest? Who is the controller? Who is the smaller than the smallest? Who is the maintainer of everything? Who is beyond all mental conception? Who is inconceivable? Who is always a person? God is always a person. Don't say the energy or a light. He is luminous like the sun, being transcended beyond this material nature. So beautiful. And this is such a beautiful painting. They're all made ISKCON painting, in-house painting. So beautiful. Ananya cheta satatam yomam smarate nitya shaha tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yukta sa yogina. For one who remembers without deviation. See, whole chapter is on how to face death. So remembers without, I'm easy to obtain no sanaprita because of constant engagement in devotion service. Ananya cheta. So avoid all distraction, make some decisions, take some help of the friends or your guru, parents, whoever your well-wisher. See that I'm fixed on the Lord and I don't get distracted here and there. What is the difference between material and spiritual world? Anybody? What is the difference between material world and a spiritual world?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Material world stay here in the world when we left after death, but the spiritual world keeps stay with us when we go to Lord after the death with us.
Very good. Okay. Anybody else wants to add something?
Material world is temporary and spiritual world is the eternal one.
Okay. Satchidananda is the difference. Sat means material world, spiritual world is eternal. Asat means material world is temporary. Chit. Spiritual world is full of knowledge. Material world is full of ignorance. Hai na? And the happiness. Spiritual world is full of happiness. Material is full of pain. True? So where do you want us to go after death? Spiritual world or you want to continue in the material world?
Spiritual world.
Wonderful. When Prabhupada was and wrote a magazine, you know what name he gave for the magazine? Back to Godhead. His title of the magazine was Back to God. Mamupetya punarjanama dukkhalam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhi paramam gataha. After attaining the great souls by yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world which is full of miseries because they attain the highest perfection. Okay? Never return to this temporary metal world which is full of miseries because they attain the highest perfection. Okay? So what is the metal world? Dukkhalayam ashashvatam, full of dukkha and temporary. So in this world, suppose you have a griha pravesha and outside your house you write dukkhalayam. Will anybody come for that griha pravesha? Please, we are opening, we made a nice house and we are titled the house Dukkhalayam, house of misery. Nobody will come.
Nobody.
You know, the Shastra, will come,
Nobody will come, Prabhuji.
Well, you make a house Dukkhalayam, but try to sell it, anybody will buy that house? Nobody will buy that house. House of pain. But the fact is, Krishna is giving a certificate, this world, every house is only Dukkhalayam. Ashashvatam, on the top of a temporary. You know, you go to an architect and ask him how long. No building lasts more than 60, 70 years. What they make of this concrete and all stuff, doesn't last. You have to break it after probably 30, 40 years itself, they break it. Dukkhalayam, full of misery and temporary. That's how this world is. So why we are trying to make it Sukhalayam and Shashvatam? Isn't it foolishness? You cannot do it. You cannot make it Sukhalayam and Shashvatam by any means, except the spiritual means. If you become a devotee of the Lord, even here you can be happy with all the pain and anxieties. Brahma Puvna Loka Punaravartunarjuna Mamupetitu Konteya Punarjanamanda. Krishna is saying a love letter now. My dear child, come back home. If you come back to my home, you will not come back to this world again. So much I love you actually. You'll be so happy with me. You'll not come to this rotten world again. So we left Krishna's lotus feet like we are, Bhagodu. He left his lotus feet and we are enjoying it independently. So Krishna is inviting a love. Can you come back? And if you come, my dear child, you will not come back. So you take one step, we take 10 steps, but you have to take step because it's not a force. A love requires both the side reciprocation. So this is the Bhagavad Gita 17 and 19. This is the time which we studied also in the 4th chapter. Human calculation, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Arya Yad Brahmano Viduhu, Ratri Yuga Sahasrantam Te Aho Ratra Vidojana. Human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together, duration of Brahma is 1 day. As such is all the duration of his night. Okay? 1,000 ages, these are Divi Yugas. We have the set of 4 Yugas. 1,000 ages together become actually 4.3 million without 4.3 billion. Night is same. 8.6 billion is the 124 hours of Brahma. Avyakta Vyaktaha Sarvaha Prabhavanti Aharagame Ratri Agame Praliyante Tatre Vakya Samgyake. And the Brahma days manifest, multiple living entities come into being, and night they all manifest. With Brahma's time, if he sees in his time, we are just changing bodies every second, Bhutagrama cha evayam bhutva bhutva pradiyate ratiri agame vasha partha prabhavati aharagame. Again and again, day comes, a host of beings are active, and when the night falls, so partha, they are all helplessly dissolved. There is pralaya every day when Brahma sleeps. Except his bed, it destroys everything. He needs the bed to sleep. And some top planets, I don't know, because the Upadravi he can't sleep with them, So it just dissolves, and morning gets up again, he gives them new bodies, So that's it. For him, the creation is so easy. For us to understand, see, the modern science talks about evolution, but the Vedas talk about devolution. From Brahma, lower living entities come, not from atom and molecule as first cell and all. Vedas don't talk about that. I don't think any religion will accept that. Now Krishna talks about the spirit. Paratasmad bhavo anyat vyakta avyakta sanatana. Beyond the material world which we are seeing and what we are not seeing, there is a spiritual kingdom of God. Okay? It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all the world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Parastasmadu bhavu anyat vyakta avyakta sanatana. Yasa sarveshu bhutesu nashashu na vineshasi. And the Sarveshu Bhuteshu, when all the metal world is destroyed, it is not destroyed. Oh, that is spiritual world. Avyakto aksharamiti ukta tamahu paramam gatim yam prapya nanivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Krishna is continuing that with the Vedantas describe as unmanifested in Pali, that which is known as supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never return, that is my supreme abode. Then the Bhagavatam gives a description, Brahma Samhita gives a description of Krishna as a boat, the place, the planets, the spiritual planets, unlimited. Metal world is limited, spiritual world is unlimited. And the devotees are serving the Lord is pure love. Okay? So there's some discussion of the Vedic cosmology. So Krishna is inviting us. When he comes to this world, it's kind of a trailer. Come, my dear child, come. Okay? And then we go back to the spiritual world. Krishna tvadiya padapankaja panjarantam adveva me vishatu manasa raja hamsa prana prayana samaye kapapata pitte kantho varodhana vidau smaranam kutaste. O Krishna, allow my mind to immediately yield to your lotus flower like fit, just as the flamingo enters the labyrinth of the lotus flower stem. When the moment of my last breath, my throat becomes constricted by the action of the bodily humors, air, bile, and phlegm. How will I be able to remember you? Basically, praise to the Lord in another prayer. My Lord, can I die now? Because of the old age, I may not be able to utter your holy name because of my old age and various difficulties of old age. So sweet prayer. This is another great Acharya. This is King Kulashekara Alva. This is from the Mashi Sampradaya. Purushasa para partha bhaktya labdasya anannaya yasyanta sthani bhutani yena sarvam idam. Supreme Personality Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed pure devotion. That's why that. He cannot capture the Lord by anything, only by pure love. Although he is present in his abode, he is all pervading and everything is situated within him. So I think I hope everybody is convinced this word is dukhalayam or sukhalayam. Vedeshu yagneshu tapasu chaiva danishu yat punya fatam palam pradishtam atyeti tasarvam idam veditva yogi param sthana upayati chadyam. So Krishna is saying here, you may study the Vedas, you must do some yagnas, you may do some tapasya, you may do some charity, other punyas. But when you're serving Krishna, automatically these are given to you. Now you are now hearing Bhagavad Gita. You say, at this time I could have done some Vedic study, I could have done some yagna, some tapasya. Doesn't matter. Krishna will give you all the result. Don't bother. Okay. Thank you. We did this chapter. Any questions now? Everybody is fully satisfied, happy. Yes, the admins, I told you, are you ready to make a small presentation? How to do the quizzes? Anybody is ready?
Pravina Mataji was supposed to do, but she had to leave because of some work. She'll do it tomorrow.
Please, please. Very important. Very important. Yes, Amoga Shetty, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Koti Koti Naman.
Shetty, you're from Mangalore?
Yes, I'm from Mangalore, and last year I was going to come. 2021 I was going to come to Mangalore, but I had to go to Subramaniam and then come to Mangalore ISKCON, but it didn't happen. 2022 was not the year to come to ISKCON, and in 2023 it will be the 1 year because it is opening with a new temple over here in ISKCON, in Mangalore itself.
So, Akshay Tritiya is the date where we are beginning the puja, but the stump work will remain and the whole temple should be ready by Janmashtami. Okay? So anytime you're welcome. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I just wanted to ask why death is shown materialistically important. Like now they say that after death is like we have to do so many things. You have to give food. As you have seen in Mangalore also, people call it as after death there are many rituals to be done. Why they are giving food to so many people? Why they have to do this karik in the sense karyakram, in the sense they have to give food to the pitra. Why they have to give to the crows? Why not to the cows?
Okay. Now that's understand the karma kanda. That's more of a karma. But understand the principle. A very, very important principle. If you give me 2 minutes, no college can function if there is an exam. Unless there is an exam, college cannot function. So similarly, when Krishna is designing this world, he designs death. Just like you are a teacher, a good students participates in what the teacher comes. The teacher comes to the class. So in this course that I'm taking a semester for 4 months, generally in college, engineering college semester, there's 4 months. You will have to do 18 assignments. You'll have to give 3 exams. You have to do, there will be viva also, and you have to submit a presentation. So what the student said, Mar gaya. That's what all of us did, true? है ना? ये क्या है teacher? But just very important principle. But we understand why teacher made that whole program so that actually we can learn the subject. है ना? But in college, school time, we were actually good students. Teacher used to love us. We used to love the teacher. It's true. But college, something happens. We become so distracted. Last thing we want is education. We are just there to get a degree and get a job, but we are not able to. Brahminical nature. There is something known as purity is lost in college time. We don't want to, we can't study. We don't want to study. And teachers, all these things are like a headache. And we hate the teacher. So similarly, people hate death, but never fight with Lord's teachers program. Suppose you fight with the teachers program. What happened finally? You get terminated from the college and you're beaten. It doesn't work out. You have to agree that this program is for me and enthusiastically participate. Yes, Krishna, I accept death. Yes, Krishna, I accept old age. I accept the diseases. I accept rebirth. Whatever you created is for my good. I know it's to reform an idiot like me. I accept it. I'm going to enthusiastically participate in the program you given. I'm not going to ever curse death. Welcome. It's my Lord's design. Beautiful. Don't fight with it. Accept it. Just like a good child in a college doesn't fight with death. Okay? He doesn't fight with exam. No, I'll not do exam. Ma'am, you postpone it. A good student doesn't do it. Madam, you gave an assignment. Here it is. I'm very happy. I know I'm participating in it for you, for my own good. So similarly, accept the death design of the Lord. And just like some people say, maybe you'll try to escape death. Maybe the scientists will make some injections. I'll not die. Many people tried already. It didn't work. Hiranyakashipu tried a lot. So Ravana tried a lot. Didn't work. They all died. Correct? Hiranyakashipu tried, no, not inside, not outside. Nothing worked. As sure as death. We take nobody in the world in the history of survived. Is going to die. Everybody dies. That's the law. This world is called in the Shastra Mrityu Loka, the world of death. You cannot avoid that. Now let us see how can I participate in the program made for the Lord. It's for my good. How can I participate? That will make your life so beautiful, so happy. Even death, you accept with happiness. Just like a student accept, a good student, when he gets the examination paper, what he says? What a paper it was. Do you remember those days in schools? We used to say like that. What a paper. I enjoy. That's such a nice paper the madam gave. But same in college, that idiot, he maar dega mere ko. Good paper, he wants to murder me. Sometimes he used to get surprise quizzes, if you remember in college time. Look at the teacher of Ba. Somehow I woke up and came for the class. I have not studied anything this semester. No, this idiot I brought us. We used to hate the teachers. You know, I wish they sometimes used to curse them to death, but nothing used to happen. But don't try to fight, accept. Then, as far as the Vaishnavas are concerned, just chanting the name of the Lord and distributing prasadam, giving food to the cows, that's enough. But the karma kanda, these are the rituals. You know, see, the point is that if you are a sincere devotee, you can just ignore all this. You're attending Bhagavad Gita class today itself with a big shraddha. Your parents are blessed because a good fruit cannot come from a bad seed. If you're sitting and trying to understand Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, must be because samskara is given to the parent, he blesses them. I'm so happy with you. You brought your child so well. So if you become a good devotee, you are really blessing your child like anything. You are blessing your parents like anything. Okay? So there is nothing more. When Prahlad Maharaj was, the Hiranyakashipu was killed. You all know the situation by Narasimha Deva. Narasimhadeva then placed his hand, same hand, on the head of Prahlad to bless him. He said, my dear Prahlad, you suffered so much because of me. So much. Just to remember me, so many attempts to kill you was made. And today, when he was about to cut your head with the sword, I protected you. I'm so pleased with you. I want to give you something, ask something. So imagine the Lord can give anything. So Prahlad Maharaj says, my Lord, just ask you something. He said, what is that? Can you forgive my father? He was so envious of you. Can you? Bhagavatam records if you can read the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj to Narasimhadeva, 2 chapters are so nectarian prayers. So nectarian. Yanmay tunadigrihame sukam hitocham kandhuyanene karoyoriva dukkha dukkam tipyanti neha kripanaha bahu dukkha bhaja kandhutivam manusajam vishaheta dhira. Beautiful shlokas. In fact, Prahlad Maharaj is an acharya, great acharya. And Narasimha is so happy. He says, my dear Prahlad, what are you talking me of you're blessing one father? Today, I'm delivering your 21 fathers. That means your fathers, 21 generations I'm delivering now. So if you become a great devotee like Prahlad, what one father, 21 generation is blessed. So what the greater you can do? So attentively chant Harinama of the Lord, distribute Prasadam of the Lord. That's the best way to do Vaishnava Shraddha. But you see, neither we are sincere devotees, and neither relatives will allow you to get away with this only. They'll ask you to do the Karma Kanda also. They do the Karma Kanda also. Punya, Karma Kanda is mostly Punya Papa thing. Okay, do that also. But you know, the real result is from Vaishnava Shraddha. Chant for your parents, remember them, remember all the gratitude because of which, because of them you have in your heart, and pray to the Lord that I'm chanting this wherever they are, my parents. I don't know which word they are in now. Can you remove any difficulties they have? You can do that. That is allowed. Okay? Hare Krishna. That is Shraddha.
Hare
Actually.
Krishna,
These are all Karma Kanda. These are all Karma Kanda way of doing the Shraddha.
Hare
Prabhuji, I
Krishna.
just,
Okay.
Prabhuji,
Amogaji, complete Kari.
I just wanted to complete one thing. Prabhuji, I was attending Bhagavad Gita class of Rashmi Mataji, Rashmi Bhandari.
Amazing. So amazing.
She was telling about you. You should attend some of the classes of your classes. I actually can't spell your name properly, so that is why Prabhuji, Namanam. Let it be Prabhuji. Yes, so one of your classes, you should attend it once in a while, once in your lifetime. You should understand what he's saying, what is his words are saying about Krishna, what he's telling about Prabhupada, what he's telling about like every single thing. So she was telling about every morning at 6 o'clock, 5:30, my eyes gets open. I have to attend the class of Rashmi Mataji. Listen about yourself also, little about Krishna. So somewhere or other, I got an inspiration from her about you. So that day, today in the afternoon, I by mistakenly, I don't know how my WhatsApp got deleted, and every single group got deleted. I was like, thank God, I came out of some nonsense material life groups, which I had to come out, but I could not even delete them because they were literally adding me back. So today even in this group also they add me back. I don't know how. I thought it will be a Krishna who's helping me, because I was telling Rashmi Mataji also that my friends were taking for a party. That party got cancelled. I went for a holy party, but that holy party also got cancelled. So somewhere or other, Krishna is giving me that way to go to the spiritual life, or going to the Vaikuntha, or going to the Goluka.
So nice. Take care. Always Krishna is always trying, constantly trying, so that we can come to attitude. Constantly trying, without a cessation. Correct? Trying, without blinking his eyes. Thinking, but how to make this Amoga pure devotee? What should I do? Okay, Hare Krishna. Sunita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, yesterday you said that we should not take name of the Krishna in front of the people who doesn't believe in God.
Carefully.
So,
See, not the name of Krishna, to glorify the Lord. See what happens when you are talking about God to somebody who is envious, he is going to blaspheme, like Shishupal. A lot of Shishupal servants are there in this world today. When you talk about God, they just laugh. We should be careful. We be normal in front of them. Won't that be intelligent?
Yes.
Instead of then we get upset, we shout, he shouts, we shout, the whole scene becomes useless.
Yes.
Okay.
But Prabhuji, means it is said that there is written in Bhagavad Gita that if you read Gita for those who trust in God, so you get means a double phala of the reading Gita.
See, the point is that we should talk about how much. Now, if you tell people just by chanting one name of Krishna, Ajamila got second chance, they'll not be able to believe. So don't talk in front of them. Correct? They're atheists. We talk in front of, see, just like you go to a child, you give him one dose. If you give a heavy dose to the child, health will get spoiled. So we have to reveal God according to how much he can handle. You see, the very reason Krishna is not in front of us is today, he cannot reveal himself to us. We are not ready to handle. When Narad Muni, Krishna appeared in front of Narad Muni in meditation, then he disappeared. So he was crying. So Krishna said, why you are crying? Now you are kuyogi. You are not ready. Now you are apakwa. You are not ripe. So just practice sadhana and then you will see me. And then he continued his sadhana. Then he became a unique devotee in the history of the world. Okay? So we are not ready now. Isn't Krishna is not showing us? We are not ready. Ourselves, we are not ready. Why not think about other people? Ourselves, we are not ready. So therefore, Krishna himself is revealing according to a capacity to handle. Now, if Krishna comes walking to your room, you cannot handle it. You get crazy. Either as Putana, you will attack him, or if not as Putana, you will make some mess like Devatas did. You cannot handle his presence now. So now Krishna has given his holy name to you. You just chant my name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Can't you do this for 10 minutes? What is so difficult? Anna?
Yes. And
if Krishna comes in dream, just Shuchi, that's very, very auspicious. Okay? But now Krishna is encouraging you, so you should keep chanting. Yes, Sunita Mataji.
Prabhuji, my habit is whenever I read Gita or any granth, I read loudly, little bit loudly. So is it good? Means many people, I don't know what people think, but
for ourselves, first think about yourself. When it's reading loudly, it is easy to concentrate for ourselves. And in a house depends. There's some houses are pious, people are very happy. But some houses are impious. Then people say, they get irritated. So then you have to reduce it. Correct? Just like when we are reading Gita loudly, so many insects, so many living entities are also hearing. Even in your stomach, there are worms. They're also hearing. They're getting benefited. So, but to as much loudly you can chant, you should chant. Even chant Hare Krishna. Even in their garden, there are cockroaches. They're also benefited. Rats are there. Anybody hears a vibration of Krishna's holy name or Krishna's message, is even the vibration will bless him. But the point is, we can go as loud as it is possible. Not the neighbors come breaking your door. Take care.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Pandey ji, Hare Krishna. Kidhar se hai Pandey ji aap?
I am from Kota at present, Rajasthan.
Okay, yeah, bole.
Hare Krishna ji. Yeah, I want to have a supplementary question on that Karma Kanda part. Not doing Karma Kanda may be a punishment or something like that, but doing Karma Kanda with a religious bent of mind and following all the instructions of the Guruji who used to say how much it is going to give the benefit and up to what extent it will be beneficial.
No, see, we are in a particular community society. This Karma Kanda is also from the Shastra only. It is from the Shastra. It's not an imagination, correct? It is not given in the Shastra. there are two kind of Brahmins. One is Karmakanda Brahmins, one are Vaishnavas. We have belonged to the Vaishnava category. You ask ISKCON people to come, please do, we will not know it. Because our is, we do chant Hare Krishna, we dance in Sankirtana. Okay? But Karmakanda Brahmins are also needed. When you have a child born, you need to do the Namkarana Samskara. Hai na? You have a marriage, you need to do marriage Samskara. They also play the role, respectable role. Okay, na? There's more, but it deals to Punya Papa level, but that's also need. We are not liberated at this situation, so why not let it go along? Okay,
Sir.
let it be there, and let it has its own due respectable place, Karmakanda rituals, but we should not stop chanting. Hai na? We should try to serve the Lord. If the Lord is pleased, then everything is done. Okay.
Is it going to benefit the person who has died, or is it going to benefit the person who is doing it? That was my...
Your question is who's benefited? No, it is for the benefit of the person who has died, because wherever he is, it's like kind of a system. Just like people go to Gaya at the lotus feet of the Lord, hai na? They offer some prasadam. There's a system made, just like sometimes you go to Tirupati and you bring some prasadam. You give to your parents. You give no. Papa, I've brought. So, is there a way I can send some prasadam to them? That is the postage arrangement of Shraddha. They get some blessing of the Lord in terms of prasadam. Okay? Some blessing is. We offer food to the Lord anyway. The Lord is remembered. And say, can you, just like Prahlad Maharaj was saying, can you help my father? Just Lord blessed. So similarly, you're also a dear child of the Lord. My Lord, I don't know where. I have so much gratitude to my parents. I think I should have done more when they were alive. But they left the world and I didn't do much. Can I do some way benefit them wherever they are? That's a Shraddha. Okay? That's a Karma Kanda way. But spiritual way, what you're doing now is much, much more. And it is much more difficult to do. It is not easy to 1 hour to sit down and hear Gita. Let me take really. If I have to do that, it's not easy. If you're doing that, it's a great tapasya. And it's very, very pleasing to the Lord. Okay?
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You can say, I attended 18-day course, whatever Shruti Phala I have. My Lord, please bless my parents with that. Anna, give it to them. Let them be blessed. You can ask something nice.
Hare Krishna.
Shifarish chalti hai. Shifarish chalti hai. Spiritual life maybe Shifarish thoda chalti hai. Okay? In fact, very interesting incidents comes when Dhruva Maharaj in Bhagavatam, I wish one day all of you should read this. You look at black color books, these are Bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Gita is just one of them. Can you imagine the number? So Bhagavatam, there is a very nice incident of Dhruva Maharaj. And Dhruva Maharaj is leaving the world at that time. Vaikuntha Vimana comes. So at that moment, he says, where is my mother? It's my mother only who told me to search for Vishnu, search for Krishna. So they said, okay, they built one more aircraft. So you can recommend Krishna, you go to the spiritual world. Pandey ji becomes a great devotee, goes to, थोड़ा हमारे लिए भी recommend कर देना भाई. ये कृष्णा वो बेवकूफ थे ना, वो गीता कोर्स कर रहे थे. उनको भी थोड़ा आशीर्वाद दे दीजिए. ठीक है भाई, उनको भी बुला लेते. ठीक है, थोड़ा recommendation काम करता है. Okay?
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
चलिए गए. हाँ, अरे सवादस हो गए. हाँ, कौशिक या पॉल जी बोलिए.
Prabhu, while chanting the Hare Krishna through the Japamala, so if I will suppose that if I will stop in the middle of the 108 mala beats is there, so if I will stop in middle of the middle, so what will we do after that? Will we start from the start or?
No, see, when we do like this japa, see, can you see that? We are chanting. And suppose I am here, that's why I do it in a bag. So there is a way we keep it like this, hanging. Correct? And then when I come back, I can hold the feet and start. Okay? Sometimes it happens. Generally, it should not happen, but sometimes urgency comes. Correct?
Yeah,
we run and we try to do. Yes, Prerna Mataji, you want to read about Radha Krishna, you should read the Krishna book written by our Acharya, Prabhupada ji. Okay? Read it very nicely, Prabhupada explains. Krishna book by Acharya.
I have one question. Yeah, I am too much talkative, so it is good or some bad?
Too much talkative. You talk about Krishna whole day, that's good. Talk about Krishna now. Anybody. I today read and that very nice, no, Yudhishthira Maharaj, what it was, wonder no or not. Tell everybody the story.
Means
Tell
talkative means
everybody.
like
Yeah, you write the story of Ajamila. Tell everybody. Tell everybody the story of Ajamila. Good. Talkative is good, but it should be used for good way. No, you are talkative. In fact, I was also very talkative. Now, see, Krishna has arranged for me from morning to 9, morning 6, I started taking class. And now it's 9, 10 o'clock. I'm still taking class. So good. I can talk whole day. I can talk. I'm using it for Krishna service. True?
no means talkative means which type no ki suppose that if anyone is asking any help from me, then I am explaining all the things. So that's
No
like that
problem. You
only.
talk, but talk about, you read more. See, before talking, you should hear. Anna? So you read
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam once properly. So that whatever you speak, it's for benefit of the world. Anna? Correct? Because we don't know what is right or wrong. So you first hear what Krishna says, and then you become very intelligent. So every word you speak will benefit the world. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhacha kripa sindhubevacha patidana pavaneva vaishnava. Admins, can you put at 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock, please put in our group that there is a class. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Naman.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.